Hey everyone, welcome to the entryway of OGHQ, which is a fully functioning garage other than the car doesn't fit through the door, especially the GT3 because it's too wide. But I have had this in my brain for the last 2 weeks. My GT3 RS and my M3 came here to HQ, and so I want to get them washed and covered because we're cutting concrete, fixing drywall. So I wanted to get it washed. It's got drywall dust all over it. I wanted to get it washed and then covered, so the next month or so while we're cutting concrete and getting the drywall and getting the lev rack and sonic and everything in place, the car can kind of sit in the corner and be out of the way in the air conditioning. So at HQ here, I have our prototype washing station, vacuum, buckets, bucket filler. If there's water coming to this, everything is functional. And I'll just wash out in the parking lot, which would be equivalent to the driveway. So let me get everything set up here, rolled out, and I have pretty much everything here. I already washed the M3 here on the Matt Mormon channel. Something I should mention, Matt Mormon channel, Obsessed Home Theater channel, which I just started making videos of all the JTR stuff, the Garage Obsession channel. We're trying to keep the Obsessed Garage channel really clean for you. And so the old school Matt Mormon content is over on Matt Mormon. The electronics content is on the Obsessed Home Theater. Make sure you subscribe to the Youth Man channel as well. So go check that out. Shameless plug for those channels for you to go check that out. Anyway, I'm gonna wash with deionized water. And let's just get the water turned on, set up, Krenzla turned on, and it almost seems like a shame to wash with a single Krenzla. That's no fun. And then what I'll do is pull a bunch of hose out and pull it out into the parking lot here. So I'm gonna get some drying aid prepped. I need to go get some Bilt Hamber as well because I don't have any touchless here. Okay. So we need this for the job. Oops, I just did that wrong, didn't I? You guys were yelling at the screen there. I think my favorite part of the wash is the prep. The primping, prepping, putting away. I don't like doing the wash part. I like doing the Bilt Hamber step. Something about working on MSS Plus just feels good to me. Okay, so before we do that, let's get our GSF set up here. So my brake buster is good to go. I can put that in the wheel bucket. I also like to have a spray bottle of brake buster as well. By the way, these are the Pressall Pro Series. Freaking awesome. Labels are awesome. Everything about it's awesome. Let's go about 150 milliliters. Fill up to the first line, which is way more than you need, but a bit of a soap violator. I'm gonna fill this up here with the rinse bucket. Now I don't need the full, I mean it's a single car, so I don't need the full thing filled. I usually fill it to about 750 when I'm doing a single car. That is not deionized water. So soap sitting in water in the foam cannon, like left over, generally doesn't foam very well. We have quite a bit of calcium in this water. It's like 290 parts per million, but there's a lot of like heavy minerals in this local water here, this city water. And so if this sits in here for a long time, it's just next time I use it, it won't foam up very well. So I like to try to use the whole thing. I'll be right back. I just so happen to have a warehouse filled with Bilt Hamber stuff. So touchless, I would suggest you buy a gallon. We had a broken bottle, so Ted just gave me some extra, so I'll use this. But it's effective down to 0.5 panel impact ratio. And you figure out the panel impact ratio we have a calculator on the site, but you figure it out by filling this with water, spraying it into a bucket, just hold it continuously until the water drains completely out from your foam cannon. And then that gives you, measure all of, how much water that was, how many gallons that was. And then you put that into the calculator and then it tells you what your panel impact ratio is. So it has to do with how much siphoning, how much water is being mixed with the product. So you have to dilute this down, but you have to kind of figure out the combination of the Venturi's siphoning how much water is being pulled into the equation from your pressure washer while pulling solution, diluted solution. And I think that if I remember correctly, again, I think it was like 270 or something like that. So I'm gonna go light on this, and I'm gonna go shoot for something like a 1% PIR. So I think it'll be somewhere around 180, something like that. So I've got about 180. And if you, as long as you just find your range, right? So find your 0.5% to 2% range, and you only have to do it one time. Write it on the back of your bottle, and then every time you get a new bottle, transfer that writing, and just get close. You know, and the product is so darn good that you'll be pleasantly surprised every time you wash. Now I'm gonna do a full wheel cleaning, so I'm gonna come back and get this stuff. But I like to have this all ready to go, so I can go right from wheels to then pre-foam or pre-rinse with the Bilt Hamber, let that sit for 5 minutes, and then get right to the washing part. So I've got this all set up and getting ready to go. I've got to get one of the new standard and car drying, I think, is the new Ego 880, which we have in stock. But I'm feeling cheap today, so I'm going to use the old 770 that we used to blow up the parking lot, or 765. But this is a stubby nozzle that makes the drying experience way better. Okay, so all my primping and prepping's done. Let's roll our wheel bucket out. Let's get to work. Just because we're out of our element here, let's wash this thing from back to front. Okay, let's see. Yeah, the wheels are due for a good cleaning. I did the last, I think 2 washes were just a Bilt Hamber DI water wash. It wasn't a full executed wash like I'm about to do. Gosh, it's gonna be awesome to have the wash bay out back. We're gonna have an outdoor dedicated covered wash bay. It's gonna be sick. But it's gonna take 3 or 4 months to get that all set up. So I got brake buster undiluted. And then I have a 4.0 40-degree nozzle on the OG spec in a Mosmetic gun. If you're in the market, we're getting a 24% price increase in the coming months. So depending on when you watch this video, it may have already happened. But if it hasn't happened, you'll want to go grab this sucker right now. I got some work to do to this car. I've got to get the interior completed. I've got to change and fix the gauges. I did some aftermarket gauges, they're terrible. It had white gauges, which you all know I hate white gauges. And so I need to swap those white gauges for, I swapped the white gauges for these really cool 911R inspired from Gauge Faces, but they're not good. They're not crisp. They're a little bit wonky. And so apparently no one sells the regular stock gauges, and so I'm gonna have to like special order them. And they're like $1,200 or something insane. But you know, I'm deep into this car, so I'm gonna have to just pay for it. This is why I put this non-diluted. So I can hit the tires. Detail factory brush. Even out here in my little put together setup here, temporary setup, let's try to make it as excellent of a washing experience as possible. But anyway, this car I've got to pull the PPF, polish it, get it re-PPF. There's a rattle in the door I gotta fix. And then it's set up. So this car, hopefully someday I'm driving it in the mountains again. That's the goal. But this car is kind of, this and my M3 are kind of the mascots of OG. And so I'm excited they're going to get displayed and get to live here. I think that having them in that amazing garage back there is going to just make me feel good. Since I haven't been driving a lot, I've been thinking about selling them, but here's the problem. If I had this cash in the bank, well, what good is that going to do me? So I've got cash in cars, and when I start driving again, I'm not going to be able to replicate these two. So I might as well just keep them. At least that's what I'm telling myself right now. I'm making a video this weekend for Inside the Hex. If you're not a member, you might want to go check it out. I'm making a video talking about cars and what my current thought process is, and I'm gonna look for some advice. What should I do? So the GT4 is polished and ready. It's going to Kevin next week. Mike's gonna take it down. We're gonna bring the Evo up here. So I have the 3 OG mascots up here, and I have my 2 utilitarian cars down at Middleton, my Tesla and my Bronco. The Bronco is going to need to get repolished because it's been sitting outside, and there's this crazy dirt down there from all the construction. And so my coating is all contaminated, so I'm going to have to do a quick little cleanup polish on the Bronco. So that'll be coming. Still waiting on Michelle's TRD Sequoia. Supposedly any day. We'll see. This is the Flexi Pads lambskin mitt. It's still my favorite. I was using the Rag Company one for a little while, but I like this one better. I kind of like all the action here of Rolling Acres, the washout here. The weather's starting to break, so it's not quite as hot. It's nice, not as humid. I'm going to essentially build a darn hotel room. It'll be a showroom. But I'm going to build a hotel room here at HQ so that I can come and stay here sometimes. Probably about 4 months away from that. I picked all the tile for the shower that we're going to build. Of course, this car has the Dundon stainless exhaust. If you're a Porsche guy, I mean, I know that my buddies at Dundon have made something cool in the titanium, but I don't like how the titanium sounds in comparison to this. And I clearly never put the Dr. Beasley's on here. I need to do that. I need to put the Dr. Beasley's metal coat on here. It's going to be so amazing to have a boom pole again. I've been without a boom pole since the Woodgate house. Can't wait for that. Sweet. Wheels always take the most time in the wash process. So you just kind of sit on your stool, settle in, and get the job done. But it is the most tedious part of the process. The only thing I'm worried about on this car is that rear fender has a touch-up spot. And I'm kind of worried about this pulling paint. So maybe you guys in the comments can make a suggestion. If you've ever pulled PPF, And if you pull a lot of it, your fingertips kind of fall apart, because I'm going to do it with the steamer. I need some sort of rubberized, you know, protective gloves that are still very nimble, where I can, you know, grab, or it doesn't like kind of, the gloves don't pull on me. So I'm going to need a good set of gloves that are waterproof-ish, and have some like tactile grip, so I can grip the PPF as I'm pulling it off. Otherwise, it's going to take me a month to get it off, because my fingers are going to fall apart, because this entire car is covered. And I don't know I'm not sure what's on here. I think it's Suntech. I'm not sure what's on this thing, so I'm not sure how well the adhesive is going to come off. It's going to be a big project, and I'm waiting until I have my lift. Our new spum lifts should arrive in a few days here. We're doing a 2-post and a jumbo 9000 scissor lift. I'm gonna call my friends at Rytec again and try to convince them to do a Rytec on the back here. It's just a 10-foot door. It's a 10 by 10. So worst case scenario, I'm just gonna buy one of them. I think a 10 by 10 is probably like 15 grand, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. And then ultimately, I'd love to put a Rytec on the front door as well. The last wheel always reminds me of a CrossFit workout, where I just grind it out, and then you kind of have that last home stretch. I don't know why I always think about that when I'm doing this. It's like if you're doing 5 rounds of something for time and you're dying on round 3, and you're like, there's no way I'm gonna make it. And then by round, the 5th round, you find that final gear and you send it. I don't know why, I just always think of that when I'm doing the last wheel. When I'm on the 3rd wheel or the 2nd wheel, I'm like, oh, this is taking forever. I hate doing this. These wheels are my favorite to clean, because the spokes are so wide, because they're 20s. 20s in the front, 21s in the rear, right, I think. And the wider spokes mean I can reach in and do a good job cleaning it. So if you're a old school OG follower, our plan with Wash and Talks here is to do same long format, but I'll have, you know, Wabas take care of the camera, and then on the Matt Mormon channel will be just me and a camera, you know, me managing the camera. So the quality ones will be here. Let's just call it, not crappy, let's call it the content ones are over on the Matt Mormon channel. So I think I'd like to shoot one this week on the Bronco. The Bronco needs to get washed. The Raptor needs to get washed. I don't want to promise you anything. Well, this video will be out much later, so by the time you watch this, I'll certainly have a Wash and Talk or 2 up on the Matt Mormon channel. But the intention is to no editing, old school OG. And here we're going to test and figure out, you know, what works to get people to see the channel. Because on the OG, on the Matt Mormon channel, I don't think there's ever going to be a lot of people there. All right, so I'm going to just set this aside, and we're going to go, the car isn't completely dry, but I'm going to go straight to Bilt Hamber I'm not going to rinse the car off first. I'm going to go straight to it. We'll just set this guy back here. All right, I think we're going to get this done just in time. The sun is coming to get us, man. We got to go. We got to move. That just foams pretty well, man. I should get into practice of pre-foaming my wheels as well. I'm gonna start doing that. Yeah, for the drying, we might end up having to tuck the car up a little closer to the building. Should have gotten up earlier. You know what I'd like to do here is I want to get a little Porsche tip. You can clean the engine area. Rinse it off. Rinse bottom up. Remember, I'm looking to clean here. When you're using regular soap, look at what it's doing to the ground. It's cleaning up the asphalt. When you're doing regular pH neutral soap, it's not cleaning squat. This is doing some cleaning. So I like to take my time rinsing it off and try to activate it with the pressure washer as much as I can, even though it takes a little longer. So I could probably just get away with this and be done with it. But I want to do a full wash. I'm going to cover the car and I want to get it complete. You see how I'm doing that? I saved the top areas for last. No big deal. This takes maybe an extra minute or two to get the car clean. But then every time, all the soap is coming off actively with the pressure washer, you know, with pressure. Not a ton of pressure, 1,000 PSI. Okay, so now we'll go to our GSF and we'll do our typical traditional contact wash. I'm actually going to go fill up my soap bucket first. Okay. Not foaming very well. I don't know if I used enough soap. What's going on here? Okay, let's go. Get it tucked away for a couple month hibernation. Yeah, this car's awesome. This color's awesome. I've been thinking about selling all of them and just getting one car. Obsessing over that car, and then when I finish that, get another one. We'll see. I like this. On the flat, I can move my buckets around. This is the fender that has a paint chip spot that I'm worried about. I'm not so worried about fixing the chip that's been touched up, because the touch-up paint will probably pull off. It doesn't pull a bunch of paint. So I'll just have to use lots of steam, lots of time, not a lot of pressure. It's going to be a pretty big project to de-PPF this thing and then polish it. You can see the darn swirl marks through the frickin' PPF. How the heck can you, why would you spend, probably in just California, for probably 10 grand to PPF the thing and not polish it first? It's crazy. But I traded out my Pro Slats to Kevin to do this and my GT4, so I've already paid for it. Man, that scent pack in this it's been in here for like a year. It smells great. So I did get all the leather interior pieces installed in this, on this. And so next thing I have to do, the interior, I have to get the windows tinted. I'm turning into an old man because I'm gonna go 70% all around on both of my Porsches. That's old man spec for sure. This always makes me feel good, getting the cars clean. So let's see, the Tesla's clean, GT4's clean, the M3's clean, the Bronco's dirty, the Raptor's dirty, the Evo's dirty. So got some work to do. So the other video I'm going to make today is I asked for the OG audience, send me your janked up pressure washer, and I want to do a revitalization maintenance project. So we're about to open those up today and see what kind of atrocities we've got. I got one AR and one Krenzla. I'm going to go through and do full maintenance to it. I like to keep this area really clean, so every couple of washes I'll open this up and foam it, wash it. It's easy enough to do. Gets all wet anyway. Okay. This, a little rinse-a-roni. I've never seen that before. I guess it's the asphalt, because on the concrete, the Bilt Hamber doesn't do that. I think the timing of this wash is going to be perfect. Man, I've never had a need for G-Technique Halo or like a PPF specific. This CSL EXO works so well on PPF. I think it works better on PPF than it does on paint. Billy from Presidential talked me into that years ago. He said, just put the CSU or CSL on the PPF. You don't need any special PPF stuff. It just works great. Let me pull this thing a little closer to the building. I think I can show you here. You can see all the swirls in the frickin' paint. Yeah, man. You never want to look at the Porsche wing under the microscope because it's not good. It's the one thing I don't like about washing outside is you can't control your drying. Stuff sprays everywhere. Telling you, in the even under the Cree lights, this car looks great, but when you get it out in the sun, it looks terrible. So every time I do this, it motivates me. All right, I need to get this freaking project done. But the PPF is contaminant free and super slick and beading up nicely. It's just the underlying paint. Everybody's always told me, oh, you know, PPF will cover everything up. What are you wasting your time? Well, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. Yeah, I think I'm good on tire dressing. I don't even think I need to worry about dressing the tires. Just do this whole front clip all at once. Like this thing is, the paint underneath here is freaking axe murdered. Now, it's paint to sample as well, and so it's probably never been polished by the two previous owners. And then they're just washing it like normal guy wash, you know, single bucket. They're wiping it down at the Cars and Coffee that the car went to with a single towel and some speed shine. So that's what I'm gonna have to correct. Dealership installed, scratches and swirls. I need to get a new front lip as well. But I like a project. And I'm gonna love that I have a project area here at HQ. So I'm gonna get that all done. And then once I get it done, you know what I'm gonna do? I'll probably sell it. That always makes people mad. Speaking of sold, I got a contract on the Helen house. So I'll be closing November 5th. It's going off to greener pastures. Man, that rear 3/4 angle view of this car is just amazing. See, when you're in the shade like this, paint looks great. Super slick, everything beads nicely. But when you get it in the sun, ugh, scratch to crap. So I'm going up to Helen. This will be the first time I'm going to Helen, and I'm gonna enjoy it one last time. And then the gentleman who's buying it, I'm gonna be able to rent it from him. So he's not buying it to be a rental. He's buying it for friends, family, himself. So it's gonna be awesome to, I'm sure he'll talk me into doing some of the final projects, do the closet. Yeah, the master closet was one on the list of something we wanted to do. Doing the doing maybe some other projects up there in the future. So I just won't have to carry the weight anymore. And then I think I'll do another destination property. What do you think? What tell me in the comments, what should we do? Should I do a beach house? Should I do a ranch? Should we go get some horses or something, some ATVs? What should we do? I'm gonna come full circle someday. When I'm able to go rip the mountains, I'm gonna go get another mountain house for sure. All right, this is great. Be done with this car. I'm just now starting to get sweaty. Let's get our jams cleaned up. Let's see, I got the bolster protectors in, got this in leather, this in leather. My friend Ed at Ed Guard, it's the place to go, man. Get all your leather done. And it really wasn't that much money. I forget how much it was, but I had the center column done, the column on the steering wheel done. I even did the fuse box covers as well. I had this piece, so he did this piece in leather here for me as well. And it was, like a fifth the cost of buying it from Porsche. So I just popped all my pieces off, sent it out to him. He had it done in a week or so, sent it back to me. It's perfect. Oh, you're gonna love this. I got one of everything from Viper coming. Now that I have a lot of stuff, I think there's a video that needs to exist with all the chairs in one spot, with a psychopath like me going through them all, picking what to do. How's there still water coming out of the mirror? It's crazy. Last trunk. All right, everybody, that's a wrap. Let's go pull it inside together and cover it up. And we'll wrap this up for you. So I've spent a lot of time, energy, and effort to make my process, product, tools, everything fit together. And like even the shelf next to us, the bucket filler, the buckets, the whole package is just to make the user experience better. Even though I'm washing out in the driveway like we all are, I want to try to minimize pain points, maximize enjoyment. Especially in my case where I'm not spending time behind the wheel, so my car enjoyment comes from this. So I don't want there to be pain points if I can help it. So I'm going to continue on this endless pursuit to find ways to make things better. Gotta get the water out of the exhaust pipes, Mike. You don't want it rusting. So anytime you do a floppy car cover like this, put the mirror on first. So this won't be enough to keep it from getting jacked up in here. So that's why we're gonna cover it in plastic as well. See how nice that fits? Perfect. So I got this car cover because I know everybody's going to ask, from Suncoast. I know it's not a Y-sock, but. And then we'll take this Mirka masking stuff. These deals. Clean storage makes me happy. I think I just need a storage facility. I'm not a very good collector of things, though. Had I been done with this project, I probably would have sold this car, but I would have had a moment of weakness and sold it at some point. But because it's still an open project, it keeps me interested. This Mirka masking stuff is awesome. I mean, this is made for body shop. Got a nice little static build up here too, where it's kind of clinging the surface. Just what I want. Although it's in the danger zone of construction, it's in a little time capsule here. All right, so that's a wrap on I've always got something unique for you. What idiot pulls their car into a construction zone and covers it in some special plastic? Well, yours truly. So anyway, the M3 is here, looking pretty. The GT3 RS is here, plenty of room. We got our lev racks and air compressors and cabinets and all that stuff ready to go. Mike and Trevor are working on the drywall stuff. Be cutting concrete next week. Lifts will be going in. It's gonna be good. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure to go subscribe to the other channels: Matt Moorman, Obsessed Home Theater, Youth Man, Garage Obsession. OG Shorts is eventually going to become the product specific channel. And we're going to still make the same amount of content. We just kind of put it in the right spot. So anyway, thanks for watching. As always, stay tuned for more crazy. See you soon.